Ready to get us started, it's Cade York.
And we are underway from Santa Clara.
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Here we go, set. Yellow, blue.
Here's Mitchell now to kick off the drive.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Right back to Mitchell on 2nd down.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards there and a Niner first. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon.
Right, 60. Striker, 3-3. Smith, red.
First down, here's Mitchell.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. And now they'll throw with Lance. That's caught downfield by Kittle.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
And he'll be taken down just shy of the red zone at the 21. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they'll set up with a 2nd and 1. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now it's the fullback. This is Kyle Juszczyk. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable on picking up first downs.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Hey, blue.
They'll pitch it out to Mitchell.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
45 yards rushing for him here. What a start to the ball game. It's 1st and goal.
They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. First and goal.
43 round.
Here's Lance.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers.
Trey Lance
Keeping it himself from 5 yards out.
and the Niners are on the board first here this afternoon.
Quite the drive there to get things started. They took up the bulk of the first quarter, and they end up in the end zone.
And I love your last point. Ended up in the end zone. Because a lot of teams like those long drives, especially to keep their offense off the field, right? Keep the ball away from them. But they finished it with a touchdown. That's the exclamation point. Now, flip it over defensively. They've got to slow that down somehow, right? Maybe they need to be a little more aggressive. Maybe a few more pressures towards the quarterback.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 25-yard line. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Watson. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give running right is Chubb. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
On 2nd and 15 now. Watson.
He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Jsavage30.
And the 49ers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They'll start with a run by Mitchell.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
On play action, Lance.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Green Jack. 6, Mega. Steel, Black.
Throwing now is Lance.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Anthony Walker. And the Browns are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over-pursuing, and making a very nice play.
On 2nd and 9, Watson.
Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Watson now to throw. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And he will take this across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2.
Okay, right? Yellow, go!
They'll start by running the option to the right. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Lance completes it to the tight end, Kittle.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. They fake the handoff. Now Lance. Here's Mitchell with a catch out of the backfield. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
We can make this one pretty simple. Walked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Close, 10. Hey, green. 10.
Going for it, it's Mitchell.
Going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Kyle Shanahan, an offensive mind, but his guys stopped up short. And this Browns defense stands tall. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Chubb on the counter. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And that's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
The final shot before the break, Watson. He's going to let it go again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. This is a game, Charles, that's been fairly starved for offense. Really not much in that first half. We'll see if they can get something going here as we look toward the 3rd quarter.
And not just a chance to finally get a little more offense going, but to erase that small deficit they currently trailed by. I think they'd send a pretty powerful message to the opposite sideline if they drive it right down the field coming out of the half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They run it again with Chubb. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
Now it's Watson, the bootleg.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Hey, 31!
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as the tackle made it about the 43-yard line.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Rolling to his right.
And he'll get this one to Cooper, complete.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Oftentimes we play as an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the past, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Now Watson. That's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown.
Deshaun Watson finding Amari Cooper. And the Browns are an extra point away from drawing level. It took them a little while, but they are on the board here in this 3rd quarter, and now with a chance to tie this up.
And it gives them a chance to exhale just a little bit, right? Because most of the time, if your first points come in the second half, you're often hopelessly out of the game, but not in this case. Now they have something to build on and a chance to mount a comeback.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And we are tied at 7. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away.
The football will come out to the 25 as McLeod will not return it.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. If it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
Right back to Mitchell on second down. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion.
Now a play fake. Lance. That's to Mitchell out of the backfield.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. First down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And some space here.
And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
The Lance now to throw.
It's caught. Mitchell. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
To throw again on second down. Lance. That's another one complete to Mitchell.
And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 22-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Set, ready. Blaster, stick. Ready.
Play action. Now it's Lance.
Touchdown 49ers.
George Kittle with a touchdown grab for Trey Lance. And the 49ers answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth. So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter-punch all throughout. And that touchdown breaks our tie here in the fourth quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter-punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away.
And this will be a touchback as Grant opts not to return it. The Browns drive about to get started. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. They'll start with Hunt on the ground. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up.
But from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on fourth down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Watson. Wide open receiver complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb. Ambry Thomas up to make the play defensively. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Watson off play action. They'll roll him out right. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 38-yard line. Watson hooking up with Cooper there for the Cleveland first. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Watson. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Watson to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw, Watson. Oh, that's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down. It's
Today's sports coverage of the NFL brings us to First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Dallas Cowboys and the Cleveland Browns.
Ready to get us started, it's Cade York.
And off we go from Cleveland. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Play one, and Prescott to the air. Left side to Lamb.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now the first carry for an Ohio native. It's Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 46. Prescott. His throw incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
On the option, here's Elliott.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now Prescott. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Lamb. Prescott to throw on 4th. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with a football. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10
at their own 37. They begin this drive with Chubb.
And taken down just shy of the 40.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker, we would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. From the 39, Watson.
He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
I have to tell you, Brandon, I feel like a coach right now because I'm wondering why the angle route continues to be
so effective when, as an inside linebacker, you're always taught, don't let someone cross your face. If they want to go outside, it's okay. But they make that outside fake, cut back inside, often to great success.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. On 4th down on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. Oh, Prescott stripped. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
So that play, I mean, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets pop free.
And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's 2nd down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
On 2nd and 9, Watson dancing to his left.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Off of play action, it's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And Chubb will try the middle here. That he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there was no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And he'll get 2 or 3 out of that one, as that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. A gain of 3, second down. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. First and goal at the 1. They'll run with Chubb. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Defense really sold out there to stop the run. Understandable down near the goal line. Now on second down, you have to wonder, might we see play action here and a flip right over the top?
They'll give it to Chubb, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Now they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is third and goal. Up the middle, it's Chubb. He's going to be marked down very close to the first down marker, but it looks like he's a yard short. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this fourth down field goal try for the Browns. York able to send this one through. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And some room to work. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, set and ready to rock.
before the third quarter. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a two-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got a man complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Watson. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Donovan Peoples-Jones. 40 yards. And the Browns come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point by York is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all? Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And fantastic field position has them just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line in the red zone. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback to just throw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is you know they're going to be in the film room.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
So this, Charles, here, tight game through the first 2 quarters, but they come out in this second half and really took the fight to it.
And you and I both know that in the locker room at halftime, both sides' head coaches emphasize the first 5 minutes of the second half, getting out and establishing yourselves. One team has definitely done that.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes our score 17-0.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Prescott looks to throw on first. That's Gallup on the slant. Finding room at midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing. Prescott. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw it. They're looking for Lamb, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Walker. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
Well, it certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a big lead in this one. And you know that he's frustrated with how this game has gone. And now with back-to-back interceptions, he's got to find a way to get out of his own head and start making better plays.
They go up the middle with Chubb. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
2nd down, here's Chubb again. And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
Let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
And he's gonna miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and the lead will stay put at 17. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little, and when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. A first down throw for Prescott. Going up top. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. A big play here for Dallas. 45 yards. Now Elliott. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point by Moore, up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Following the touchdown, here's Moore to kick it away. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Watson's throw taken in by Cooper here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter
they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A give. This is Chubb. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Back to throw, Watson. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll work down inside the 45. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They will indeed snap it to Watson. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are right back in this football game. Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here.
And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Greedy Williams picks it off. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.